3, 2, 1. Good morning, dear Toastmasters and guests. A special welcome to our guests. I see that today we have two guests, Ajita and Kokila. Welcome to Petrofac Toastmaster meeting number 264. As a Toastmaster, we need to remember one thing, which is our mission statement, which says, we provide a positive and supportive learning experience in which all members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Before we start the meeting, I need to remind you about a few things. One is a respect towards the speaker. That's why if you are not a speaker, please keep your mic muted. Second thing is our taboo topics. During the meeting, we are not discussing about sex, religion, and politics. And please take care of your safety, since safety is a #1 priority. If you hear any fire alarm in your building, most important, take care of yourself. With that, please join me in welcoming our big boss, our Mr. President, Toastmaster Muhannad.
Morning, Toastmaster, wherever you are, from China all the way to Canada. Welcome, members, and welcome Petrofacis and ex-Petrofacis and all people who would like to join us from around the world. Our club is growing, we're going global, we're reaching other offices. We are all excited for today's meeting. And I would like to welcome our new members who has delivered their icebreakers and welcome our guests. The knowledge of our guests, I would like to share some information about the Toastmasters. So Toastmasters International has 300,000 members in 150 countries, and its clubs are so diverse in their interests, languages, groups, and it's there for the last 50 years are there. Toastmasters, it's about learning through enjoyment. It is not a standard course. It's learning by practicing and participating in taking rules in the meeting. So Toastmaster in brief, they have 10+1 paths and 5 cores. So course is not only public speaking, it's public speaking and interpersonal communication skills, leadership, and management and confidence. All these core competencies, we use it in our daily work and we need to keep practicing it. And we not only practicing it, we would like to excel at it. So each one of us depends on his interest and depends on his needs. He can pick up any of these pathways. For example, I am following the persuasive influence pathway, so I can influence vendors, I can negotiate with clients, and so on. Others, they would like to have presenter mastery, which is they want to provide an excellent presentations, and so on. Everyone will pick up some which suits his need. You can take as much as pathways you would like. So you finish one, you can start the next one, and so on. And at minimum, you need to have 2 paths. Now, today, I would like to remind all the members that please keep in mind that we have a competition. The area competition starts in 11 November. So our club competition will be sometime in the end of February. There is an international speech competition, table topic competition, evaluation competition, and table topic competition. So please plan for your speeches, send it to our VB Educations. Let's try to practice, let's try to prepare ourselves so we can harvest and more trophies are there. Today, we have a shining and old and new Toastmasters He used to be our ex-president. He's the person who always advises us to wake up early and come to the meetings. He is the sportman. He is the father of new child. Let's all welcome our Toastmaster of the day, Nakul Gupta.
Thank you, President Mohanad, for that beautiful introduction. One thing that I want to correct in the introduction is, yes, I love sports, but not follow all the sports on the TV that much religiously. Only during the World Cups or during the Olympics or Cricket World Cup, I follow on the TVs. Rest everything is okay. And thanks for that very wonderful introduction once again. So, Toastmasters and guests, welcome to the 264th Petrofac Toastmasters meeting. So, you know, so many times we have heard a phrase from so many people, so leaders, social leaders, political leaders, that let's make this earth a better place. Okay, so younger generations, when they are in school, they hear this phrase from their teachers. When we come to our profession, so we hear this phrase from our business leaders. And also we also hear this phrase that let's make this earth a better place through our political leaders as well. But do you really think that by doing our day in day out activities, are we really making the world a better place? Yes, to some extent. Sports is one of the things which actually I feel really makes the world a better place. Through collaboration, through healthy competition spirit, and to keep every individual who is practicing the sports engaged in some constructive thing. Because nowadays, in a environment of online technology environment, people may maybe end up 2 hours or 3 hours on binge watching something, and they will end up not doing any productive work. And sport is something that ensures that whosoever is practicing sports or playing some sports, he will end up having some kind of productive thing at the end of that session. So with this, I am sharing my screen, and the theme of today's meeting, the story of Olympics. Yeah, please confirm if it is visible to you. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So these are the stories of Olympics. So I am sure and I am thankful to Prathu Dada, who just I think two months before has done a TMOD session on the same theme on the Olympics. And he has brought out so many facts about Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Now, today, the focus area of my session will be the stories of the Olympics. Like one Olympic comes in every 48 months and it has so many back stories. So we'll go one by one. So as I said, this is a celebration of hope. So before starting, it's a just 2-minute video, and just let me know if. So this video will set up the pace. So it is only a 2-minute video.
Our focus as a world united must be on doing everything we can to triumph over the pandemic with determination, dedication, and discipline. My friends, the Olympic Games bring the nations of the world together in competition as athletes strive to fulfill the Olympic motto of faster, higher, stronger, together. That motto applies equally to our struggle against the defining crisis of our time. We must be faster in distributing vaccines all over the world. We must aim higher at vaccinating 70% of the population of all countries by the middle of next year. We must be stronger in removing every barrier that stands in our way to expand production. And we must do it all together. The Games bring the nations of the world together in celebration. A celebration of sport, a celebration of health, a celebration of excellence, a celebration of friendship and respect. But ultimately, they are a celebration of something even more important, of something that our world needs now more than ever. A celebration of hope.
So a celebration of hope. So with this message from WHO during the opening ceremony, I think one message is quite clear that all the nations of the world with the Olympics are faster together, higher together, and collaborative together. And the Olympics gives the 3 Ds: determination, dedication, and discipline. So these are the learnings that Olympics teaches us. So current Olympic that were happened 23rd July to 8th of August. So as I told you, each 48 months the Olympics come, and it lasts till 15 days. And in that 15 days, you will see the congregation of 205 countries, 1,080 medals on the stake, and more than 11,000 athletes congregated in one area for 15 days to celebrate the hope. So, as I told that each Olympic has some story. So before that, before I go to individual story, I would like to introduce the role players of today's meeting. And yeah, so I think our table topic master is somebody. Let me see if he's there in the meeting. I guess.
Yes, he is there. He is there, Manoj.
So our table topic, our timer of today's meeting is somebody who loves the acro yoga. And why he loves the acro yoga? Because the acro yoga has the potential to ignite the child within himself or herself. So Toastmasters and guests, please welcome timer of our today's meeting, Coach Michael Smith.
Thank you, past President Nakul Gupta. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, you are. And can you just explain the your role today?
Yes, my role is timer. It's a very critical role because it will determine on whether you are qualifying for voting or not. So for these speeches, the 5 to 7 minute slot for speeches, you have a 30-second window either way, under or over. That's 7.5 minutes, and then also less than 5 minutes, that will be 30 seconds. And then on the evaluator speech or the evaluator role, 30 seconds either way of 3 minutes and less than 2 minutes. And then also on the table topics. So I will be recording each time and giving it back to the president and to the committee to decide on whether the person qualifies or not.
Thank you, Coach Michael, for that. Now, our grammarian and counter of today's meeting is somebody who has been coaching us since last year, and she is marvelous and wonderful in the evaluations. Toastmasters and guests, please welcome our second coach, Deepaji. Deepaji, if you can just explain your role in today's meeting.
Today I'm the grammar police, so I will be watching all the gaffes that you make right through the session, and to the best of my ability, point out where it can be corrected. Also, I'll be watching your the number of times you say and use of crutch words like and see, when I speak, I'm saying So this is what I'm going to be counting, and also crutch words. So that would be my job for today. Over to you, TMOD Nakul.
Thanks, Deepaji. Now coming to the next role of today's meeting, the next role is word master. And for the word master, we have today very diligent Toastmasters of our team. VP Education of our team, Toastmaster Satish. So Satish, if you can explain your role in today's meeting.
Thank you, TMOD of the day. Today's theme is Olympics, which is a synonym to the word that I'm going to put. The players all around the world, when they come forward in the common arena, they do this to the rest of the world. It's a simple word so that you can use it in your speeches. It's inspire. That's the word of the day today, inspire. The meaning is to make someone want to do something, or just igniting the idea in their mind to create something new. Okay, I just wanted to create a small round robin within the team. If someone can unmute and use this word. Okay, I will start it. It was inspiring to see the Qatar team sharing their gold medal in the gymnastics with Italy. Here's one of the example. Someone can come forward. Yeah, Farida.
I was inspired by a champion of public speaking to join the Toastmaster meeting, or to join the Toastmaster club.
Yes, we'll take one more. Manoranjan, you want to try?
Yeah, good morning. So I am I have inspired by this table tennis champion, and badminton champion. So recently in the Olympic, the PV Sindhu who played very well. And after that, I have also geared up for the table tennis, which I am now playing. Yesterday I had a 2 hours badminton,
Wow,
so improving a lot. Yeah.
We have a live example of inspiration right amongst us. Right, fantastic. It is inspiring to see all the people come forward in the morning hours of a weekend and participate in this meeting as well. There is one more sentence that I used. Over to you, TMOD.
Yeah, thanks Satish for this explanation of role. Now coming to the trivia master of today's meeting. For trivia master in today's meeting, we have one very inspiring civil engineer among us. Toastmasters and guests, please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Kudus Ahmed. Kudus ji, if you can just explain your role.
Good morning, Master. My role today is trivia. It is all you can say. It's like listening or listening. So today I will be listening all the teachers, all spoke by people, and I to make questions at the end of the session. I'll be asking you guys so that whether properly.
Your voice is not clear. Can everybody be able to hear him properly? It was like echoing.
Yeah, Kudus, your voice is not, it's breaking, I think.
So
this, can you hear me?
Yeah, you can just again check your audio. Yeah.
Yes, I did it.
Yes, now it's better. Try to explain it again. Yes.
So basically, it's my role will be patient listening and I'll be noting down the few important points. At the end of the meeting, we will be refreshing and asking questions at the individual question and trying to get the answer for you guys to test how effectively try to listen. And this is very important as the is like same as like having a good speaker, you should be a good listener as well. That makes development for the people, individual, and also as a professional. Thank you. Over to you.
Thanks, Kodusji, for that explanation. If for our guest, if there is some issue in the audio, because apparently there was still some issue in the audio, I'll briefly explain. In the Trivia Master session, you have to be attentive in whole 2-hour meeting, and at the end of the meeting, Toastmaster Kudus will ask the questions about the meeting, facts about the meeting, and so that your attentiveness will be gauged. So keep a ear and eye on what happens in the meeting. So with this, I will be introducing the general evaluator of our meeting today. For general evaluation of our meeting, we have somebody who loves favorite sport. Her favorite sport is hockey. And why hockey? Because she feels that it's a sport which has team spirit and collaboration. So Toastmasters and guests, please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Ajita Shivam. Ajita ji, if you can just explain your role today.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Nakul. Today, as the general evaluator, I will be evaluating the overall meeting, what went amazing and what can be done to improve. That I'll be giving as my suggestion at the end. Thank you. Over to you.
Thanks, Ajita ji. Yeah. Now, once again, I'll share my screen and briefly tell you some stories on the Olympics. So these facts I told you before. It started 23rd July, 14 days event, 11,000 athletes congregated for these 2 weeks. Amazing. Now, one story that whenever I look for consistency, that okay, I want to be inspired on the parameter of consistency, then to whom I should look to. Then this is the story from the Olympic, Kenya's Kipchoge. So Eliud Kipchoge is the marathon runner, and at the right side of the screen, just see his performance over the period of time since 2013 to 2020. How much consistent he is. For a marathon completion, he is taking, so he is taking 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hour 5 minute, 2 hour 4 minute, and look the consistency to 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Each year he came out as a winner in all the marathons. So he is very incredible marathon runner, and he is the third only marathon runner who has successfully defended his Olympic gold medal. Only the third in the entire history. And I'll just place a fact. In 2019, he made a world record that the marathon timing will be less than sub 2 hours, 1 hour 59 minutes 40 seconds in 2019. And another fact that will amaze you is, just guess how much is the age of this marathon runner. The age of this marathon runner is 36 years. When he won the gold in these Tokyo Olympics, he was 36. So whenever I feel to get inspired on the parameter of consistency, I look up to Kipchoge of Kenya. Now coming to the next story of Olympics is Sky Brown. Sky Brown is a 13-year-old, and what you will be what you would be doing when you were 13-year-old. Maybe you say you will be you was a student at that time and you were not knowing what to do with your life. But this girl at the age of 13, she represented Great Britain. She lives part-time in Japan and part-time in California, represented Great Britain in the Olympics and won a bronze medal. Yes, a bronze medal, and became the youngest medal winner in the Olympics. So at one hand, we have Kipose, 36 years of age. He's seeing the twilight of his career. And at the another hand, we have Sky Brown, who is touching the sky with her skateboarding performances. Another fact, skateboarding was first time introduced in the Olympics. So there are so many stories and so many things to be inspired by these Olympians. Another fact from her life journey was that she was 13-year-old, and you believe last year in May 2020, she met with a horrible accident during training. She fell and got a broken skull. She was hospitalized in May 2020 and she was determined to come back. And that particular incident had the potential to threaten her career. But she came out stronger and she continued her practice with the limited access and then continued practicing a lot. And when the Olympic came, 13 year and 28 days age, she won a bronze medal. So it does not matter in the Olympics whether you are winning or losing. You are winning the gold, silver or bronze. It matters that you are participating with your full might and full potential. So with this, I'll be introducing the speech section of today's, which is most awaited. The speech of today, we will be having 3 speakers in today's meeting. And before that, the evaluators will be explaining the objectives of the target speakers. So for that, I am calling our first evaluator of first speech in today's session, and the first evaluator will explain the title of the speech and the objective of the target speaker. So this Toastmaster, when I asked about his introduction on the theme, so he has replied that cricket is his favorite sport because it's a game where anyone with their unique personality and skill set can fit in and make a difference. So Toastmasters and guests, please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Jatanshu Chawla, and he will be evaluating our first target speaker. So Toastmaster Jatanshu, if you can just explain the objectives of our target speaker and who is the target speaker. Yeah.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, my target speaker is Mr. Hemant Gaur, Toastmaster Hemant Gaur. His topic is cricket. His topic is cricket is for everyone. And as someone who's also inspired by various cricketers and their stories, I look forward to this speech from Hemant. And as we know, Hemant is one of our oldest Toastmasters. And I understand he's on the pathway for leadership development.
Okay.
Presentation mastery.
Presentation mastery, yeah.
Presentation mastery, sorry.
Okay.
You can also explain the objective.
Thanks, Jitanshu. Yeah. Yeah. So to introduce our next speaker, as evaluator Jitanshu has already told, is Toastmaster. A Toastmaster who is master in triodes. A Toastmaster who is the backbone and pillar of our Toastmasters Club. Toastmasters and guests, please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Hemant Gaur.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Nakul. May I request timer not to start, just like there is a little change. I made a change in the topic to November. So I will start now. Good morning, guests and members. 5% population of this amazing planet, they have one habit of giving advice. Unfortunately, I belong to this 5%. Today, I will share a story from my university day when I learned listen first. Year 1999, 1 year before Y2K, beginning of winter in Mumbai, month of November. Did I say November? No, it was not November, it was November. My campus, 550 square acre, green, lake at the center, blue sky, a perfect weather to fall in love with sport, in love with books, and in love with creativity. I was in love with my books and project work. I would spend most of my time in a library. My wingmate, Suramya Rajwade, a strong athletic, who had a dream to play in Olympics, so he would do 2 hours practice every day. Doing this practice of football match, he was hit hard on his right leg. He was hospitalized. Now I had a responsibility to meet him every day, to inspire him. You will be back on field. You will be back in college. You will rock. I will do this religiously every day. Sunday evening, after meeting Suramya, I was coming out and I saw my 3 classmates, Salim, Suresh, and Stephen, around one bed. I went inside. I saw my friend Venkat. He was on a bed. And as you know, I belong to that 5% species who give advice without knowing any background. I jumped. I said, Venkat, you will back again. Your smile will come again. Don't worry. Just do 3 things. Drink water morning, buttermilk at afternoon, and milk at night, and you will be rocking again. Your wonderful smile will come again on your face. Salim, he made a face and asked me, Hemant, do you know what he is facing? Words of Salim inspired my engine of giving advice. I said, forget problem. These 3 advice would bring your smile back. Eat, breathe, and yoga. Eat, enjoy every bite for 2 to 3 minutes. Take sleep of 7 hours and breathing practice through yoga. Your smile will come definitely. Venkat, you will rock. Now it was Suresh. He made a difficult face on me and said, Hemant, do you know what situation he's going through? I said, forget situation. Suresh, he has to walk Walk in the morning, walk evening, and walk at night. Finish. Within 3 days, you will be back in the university. And now it was a time of strong Stephen. He pulled my hand and he took me out. And he said, now before you give any advice, do you know he is in hospital because of walking? You may be surprised, my friends, Toastmasters, how walking can put a brilliant student in a hospital. Do you want to know? Yes, I will tell you. He was doing walking at the night, but he was following a wonderful, beautiful girl, Geeta. And Geeta put complaint to Dean Student Affair. The reason he was in hospital because of a disease we call LOVE, love. And the Students Affair had reached his parent. They should sign, like Venkat will not do this act again. Now I was thinking myself how my advice of walking, eating, breathing, drinking would solve a problem of love. This situation taught me a difficult lesson in life. Listen first. Listen first before jumping into giving advice. Dear Toastmaster, if you found the advice which I gave today to Venkat helpful, you can be part of my team, the difficult 5% species on this planet who couldn't stop giving advice. Thank you. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster now.
Thank you, Hemant, for that scintillating story of giving advice and hearing first and then giving advice. Thanks, Hemant, for that. Now coming to
Nakul, one question on this. We are not able to see the timer here actually.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm phoning from my mobile, so I will read out the time. The time for Hemant was 6 minutes and 17 seconds. Please, speakers, in future, if you can just have a stopwatch there with you so that you can check your own time, because I do not have the ability to show a green, amber, and red screen.
Okay. So in the meantime, like if I can request to somebody if, who are on their laptop, if they can change their background to assist the speakers. I think we have Satish.
Mohanad will do, yeah.
Yeah, Mohanad. Okay, yeah. Okay. Thanks, Mohanad, for that. Yeah. Now coming to the second speaker, and before I introduce the second speaker, I have her evaluator. So her evaluator, when I asked about his favorite sport, so he replied that his favorite sport is car racing, and the car racing he has never played, but still it is his favorite sport. And why it is the favorite sport? He said that the sport, this particular sport, car racing, creates an adrenaline rush in him, and because of that, thrilling competitiveness, speed, and unpredictability is the thing which he likes most about the car racing. So, car racer of our club, who has never done car racing but still take delight in car racing, Toastmasters and guests, please join me in welcoming evaluator of our second speech, Toastmaster Jacob John. Jacob ji, if you can just explain the objective of our second speaker, target speaker, and what are the timings.
Good morning, everyone. My target speaker is presenting her second speech from the Researching and Presenting Level 1 from Pathways program. The target speaker is expected to do a basic research and present a well-organized speech. The speech may be humorous, informal, or any style the speaker may choose. There is a warning, there is a caution to the speaker. This should not be a report of researching and presenting project. The time allocated for this particular speech is 5 to 7. All the best to my target speaker. Thank you.
So before the target speaker comes, let me introduce her. As our second speaker, today we have somebody who is our ex-VP membership. She done diligently in the last year to increase the membership of the club, and she is very dedicated, and she is currently the sergeant at arm of our club. So Toastmasters and guests, please join me in welcoming the diligent Farida.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nakul. Am I audible? Zaushan Hao, dear fellow Toastmasters and guests of the house. I don't know which house, but I heard that in other clubs, people are speaking like that. Zaushan Hao means good morning in Chinese language. In Chinese, because few weeks back, I made a huge step out of my comfort zone and shifted to China. Once I got my job offer in June, I started to collect my documents to apply for visa. Each and every single document faced a lot of barriers, just like a horse in a competition. Diploma validation. It took a funny 2 months. It needs to be validated by my university, by Kazakh embassy in Dubai, by Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and at the end by Chinese embassy. That time I understood one thing. Chinese embassy doesn't trust me. It doesn't trust my words. It doesn't trust my honest eyes. Look at them more carefully. Can they lie? I also think that yes. Another document was police clearance certificate. Also, it is called criminal record certificate. Criminal record? Mama, I'm in love with a criminal. First thing which came to my mind was a Britney Spears song when I heard about that document. Diploma validation, police clearance certificate. What else? COVID-19 full vaccination card. To be honest, till last moment, I didn't want to do vaccination, but I was forced to do so. Farida, if you don't do full vaccination, we will not allow you to enter China. Of course, I will do anything, whatever you want. Of course, it was in a more polite way. Person from Chinese embassy told me, we are not accepting any applications without full vaccination certificate. I've done everything what was required. And finally, I got my visa. When I went to Chinese embassy, person told me that to get into the plane, you need to have a health declaration barcode. To get that barcode, I need to make a PCR and antibody blood test 2 weeks before the flight, 2 days before the flight, and 6 hours before the flight. In addition to that, I need to submit my 14 days of self-quarantine certificate, which confirms that 14 days before the flight, I was self-isolated. Self-isolated in Dubai in September, when weather is so perfect to go to the beach daytime. And in the evening, Dubai is full of entertaining places. The day of travel was coming closer and closer. I got my test results. I submitted everything into the system and I was waiting for the results. But I didn't submit self-quarantine certificate because in application there was no place for it. So 10 hours before the flight, my application for the barcode was rejected. After, my Chinese friend Song Song told me that you're supposed to attach it together with passport. I resubmitted my application again and without barcode, but with 100% confident, I went to the airport. I took my 50 kg luggage, airplane pillow, apple from the hotel, water from the hotel, and came to the airport 6 hours before the flight because I was planning to spend some time in airport lounge and duty free. But Etihad staff didn't allow me to check in even without health barcode. But they told me, don't worry, some people got that health code few minutes before the flight. So all 5 hours in a row, I was checking again and again if my green code was approved or no. But it was not approved. I was going to registration desk again and again to check if they can help me, but everything was useless. That day I missed my flight, but I understood one thing, which is importance of setting the border, because when I checked statistics online in Google of city where I traveled afterwards in China, statistics of new COVID cases per day. That day, yesterday, today is equal to 0. So I think that same rules can be applicable to protect our personal borders. Let us protect our personal borders. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thanks, Farida. So as apparent, I think it was yellow screen, so her speech is, I think, qualified. Okay. So yeah. Now coming to our third speaker. Before I introduce you the third speaker of today's meeting, I'll introduce our third evaluator. The third evaluator of our target speaker is somebody. When I asked what is his favorite sport, so our third evaluator told that football is his all-time favorite sport. It has all the excitement which a game can give it. And it's the best sport in the world. The biggest fan of sport, football, is among us. And he says that every male in this world have played football at least once in his lifetime. So that much is the faith and love he has for the football. So Toastmasters and guests, please join me in welcoming the third evaluator of our today's meeting, Toastmaster Prithu Das.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. My target speakers, his topic of his target speaker is motivational strategies. He's completing his level 5. And the purpose of the speech is, the purpose of the project is for member to reflect on his or her growth during the completion of an entire path. The purpose of the speech is to member to share some aspects of his own growth during the completion of the path. Timer, please note, timing is 10 to 12 minutes, 10, 11, 12.
Thank you.
I give all the best to my target speaker. Over to you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Prithu, for that objectives of the speech. So before I introduce our next third speaker of today's meeting, let me introduce him through the theme of the day, which is sports, which is Olympics stories. So when I asked what is his favorite sport, so our third speaker told that cricket is his favorite sport, and why? Because he believes that cricket is the team sport. When we say cricket, cricket is the most democratic sport. What I feel, because if you are lazy enough, you can be a fielder. If you are a hitter, you can be a batsman. And if you want to throw things on people, you can choose bowling always. So Toastmasters and guests, please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Shibu John. Toastmaster Shibu, over to you.
I know one person who was very timid and shy and always scared of speaking publicly. So since he's working in Petrofac, he used to get emails every month about the Toastmasters. So he just want to try, what is Toastmasters? How can I benefit from Toastmasters? So he attended one meeting. It was not online meeting like this. It was a face-to-face meeting. This poor chap, unfortunately, during the table topic sessions, everybody was asked, he was asked to pick one topic and speak. So he was very excited. He took one topic. Then the first 1 minute, he couldn't speak anything. He was so nervous, even though he had some ideas, but nothing was coming out from his mouth. Then somehow he managed to speak few words and say. That night, he took it as a challenge. I want to do a public speaking. So he decided to join the Toastmasters. So he took one pathway and he started his journey in the Toastmasters. The first 3 speeches, what he did, he got the best speaker award from the Toastmasters. You may wonder, who is that guy? It is the Toastmaster Shibu John, that's myself. It's a story of mine. So Toastmaster helped me a lot to increase my confidence, to increase my self-esteem, and to say something in public. When I was asked to choose a pathway, then I searched, as your president shows the different pathways today. There are many 10 and 11 pathways are there. Then I searched and I found motivational strategies. Because the motivation, the inspiration, that is everybody was looking. So I decided to go with the motivational strategies because I myself was to get first motivated, and also I want to motivate others as well. Because the motivation is the most common term we hear in every Toastmasters meeting and in every positive thinking seminar and all stuff, but seldom we experience in our day-to-day life. When you go to office, when in your social, when your family, you speak a lot about motivation, but we never motivate others. We also will not get. We always get some barking from our boss or always under pressure. Never comes motivation. So I decided to start my journey on the motivational strategies. So now onwards, I'm just share what I learned in this pathway. This is my objective as well. So the number one thing I learned in this pathway is whenever I started preparing my messages, I just want to see how the audience feel this message. How can I engage the audience? Because I want, when I speak, all people should listen to me. I want undivided attention from the audience. So how can I make my speech more digest to the audience? So that way, I try to include many of my personal stories in a little bit of humorous way in my speech, so that I can convey the message through the stories. When I decided, do I have a personal stories? Am I in Mahatma Gandhi or Nelson Mandela to have a lot of personal stories in my life? I thought that only people have gone through certain big things have personal stories. Or I want to go to a prison to get a personal story. Then myself taught me, hey, you listen, you observe your life. The small moments of your life. You can have the personal stories. Then I did a flashback. What I did in my school days, my college days, in my early married life. So I could find many small moments. I can relate, I can create a stories so that I can convey some message to others. So I add a little bit humor here and bit so that the message can be conveyed and they can get the audience, engage the audience. So I tried this approach in many of you feel actually, in fact, in this pathway, I did around 14 speeches. So many of the speeches I tried to add a little bit of this stories so that the engagement, we can engage the audience. The next point, what I learned, what I want to convey to you is what I learned from this path is increase your vocabulary. So many times after the people who are evaluating me, they used some mnemonics like 3C, 3Ms, magnanimous, marvelous. So like that of the vocabulary. So I used to write it down what these people are telling. I wrote down, and it's the word, use the word of the day. I used to down. If you see I have a small diary. So I used to write all these vocabularies. Then I try to add this vocabulary in my speech and to avoid some of the repetitive words. For example, instead of very good, you can say excellent, amazing, marvelous, or instead of very bad, horrible, terrible, awful, very big, massive. So I try to use synonyms wherever possible to increase my vocabulary so that I can present the things in a better way, better communication. We can speak in simple words, but if you add more vocabulary, it can add more value to your speech. The third and final thing I learned is that never give up. Never give up. So in this journey of pathway, there are many instances in my life I want to stop in between that prompted me, because your all speeches are not good always. No, you're not a perfect, 100% perfect. So there are some speeches I myself experienced. There are certain speeches I didn't do well. Okay, I even though I didn't prepare well or I didn't do well. So I thought that, okay, stop this one, but I never give up. This is my advice to all those who are pursuing the. There are so many distractions to give up you. Maybe so many distractions. I myself made so many speeches about the distractions. You remember I say a story about nano car and all the stuffs here in this pathway. So there are many things to distract, but never give up. When yesterday I read an article about today's theme is about sports. You know the guy Attapattu Marwan Attapattu is the Sri Lankan cricketer. Okay, so when he started his career, okay, he got the seems when he selected to the Sri Lankan cricket team for a test match. In the first test match, he was deck both innings. He didn't score anything. So selectors dropped him. So he didn't give up. He started playing his first class cricket continuously, practicing it. Then after 23 months, he is again got selected in the national cricket. So in that test match also, the first innings he was duck and the second innings he was scored only 1 run. So selector again dropped him. So he didn't give up. He started practicing. He started performing well in the first class and local club cricket. And after 18 months, selector gave him one more chance. In that test match also, he was duck in both innings. So then selectors decided this fellow is good for nothing. He is having a technical problem. He cannot perform in a big matches. So they dropped him again, but he didn't give up. He started practicing, and he was following this one. And then after 3 years, he got selectors gave him one more chance. Okay, in that test match, he performed well. Then after that, he was performing very well. He scored six double centuries and 16 centuries and more than 5,000 runs for Sri Lanka. Later, he became the captain. Later, he became the coach of the Sri Lankan team. So remember, it took 6 years. He has to wait 6 years. So waiting is not a wasting. You are preparing yourself for a big moment. Your time will come. Don't worry if something is delayed. Don't worry if something get distracted. So don't worry. Your time will keep on pursuing your goal. Keep on pursuing what is the idea in your mind. Don't give up. Where there is a will, there is. I always believe that where there is a will, there is a way. You cannot achieve anything in this world, give up something. So I remember the proverbs: no pain, no gain. Okay, so when you pursue a pathway, you need to spend some time. You need to set apart some time from your personal life to do. But it is always an investing in your future. It is always this will be get rewarded. So don't give up. All those who are here, pursue your goals. There are many distractions. There are many challenges. So it is okay to fail. It is okay to fail. Fail, you are learning something new. So Thomas Alva Edison failed 1,000 times before he creating a bulb. So it's okay to fail. So you pursue your goal. So these are the 3 important points that I learned in this pathway. So I hope it will. I encourage all of you to join, to take up the pathway and pursue your goals. Thank you.
So thanks Toastmaster Shibu for that scintillating and very, very inspiring message. It's okay to fail. Keep pursuing your goal. Thanks for that. Now it's time for the timing. I think, yeah, Michael and Mohannad, if somebody can tell the timing.
Yes,
yeah,
I can do that. So Farida is 6 minutes and 14 seconds.
Yeah.
And Sibo John, Toastmaster Sibo John is 11 minutes and 23 seconds.
So all 3 speakers are eligible to voting, I believe.
Correct.
Okay. So with this, it's time to vote for the best speaker. So I would request our president, Mohannad, if he can post the link.
I'm putting it. I'll put it in there.
Yeah, okay.
It's on the chat box. Everybody can vote. All the Toastmasters can vote. Sorry, all Toastmasters can vote.
So we have 30 seconds to vote. All the Toastmasters are requested to. Yes. So now it's time to move on. So now it is we have come to the most exciting session of our meeting, the table topic session. For the benefit of the guests, table topic is our impromptu speak section, and wherein the speakers will be encouraged and will feel inspired to speak impromptu. More details will be told by our Toastmaster Manoranjan, who is our table topic speaker master today. So over to Toastmaster Manoranjan.
Good morning. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So welcome to the today's table topics. So as the day is for the story of Olympic, so I have collected some. I have put some thought on sports. It will be my table topics. All the topics will be related with the sports. Sports are very vital in our life, not only for the physical fitness, and also it is for the for the inspiring your family, your friends, and also it's a you are making the planning for the games and you're doing the strategy. Then you win. If you don't win, you learn how to be win in the next game. So with this note, I am just I will just share my screen. Let me know once you can.
Yes, we can see your screen. Yeah.
Yeah. So my screen is visible to everyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as usual, this will be every topic will be to 1 to 2 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds. So I have selected here the 8 topics, and so mostly we'll go for the 6 speaker. And based on the timing, if speaker is available, we can go up to the 8 also. So now I request all the Toastmaster to come up with a, who is the first one to select the topic. I request the Toastmaster to come up and choose a topic, and so that we can have a nice discussion on this table topic.
We have Jatan's.
I like to choose.
Hello.
I like to choose table topic number 1.
Yeah, Jatangshu, welcome. The first one to choose. Here you go. Share your childhood sports memory you cherish the most.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoranjan. So the memory which I cherish the most in my childhood, which actually proved that I'm a cricket fanatic, was during the 1999 Cricket World Cup semi-final between two titans, Australia and South Africa. I was having my dinner at that time, as this match was in UK, and it was dinner time for us in India. As I was just having my dinner, I was just about to put the food in my mouth when the partnership between Alan Donald and Lance Klusener started, and that partnership blew my mind off. I did not had a single bite. I did not finish the bite, which was just about to enter my mouth, but I just stopped. I freeze, and I watched that partnership and that ending of that match with the awe. I still, whenever I watch any game, I watch any game. There's nothing like that drives me crazy, and not only me, it actually proved to my whole family that they have a cricket fanatic at home. Thank you, Toastmaster Manoranjan.
Thank you, Jatangshu. It was nice to hear that you are the cricket fan. Yeah. So next, I request
Kudus has volunteered. Yes, Kudus, you can unmute.
Can you select a topic, please?
Number 2, please.
Number 2.
Can I see your? I'm not able to see your screen.
Yeah, we can see now.
Yeah. Yes, I can. Yes.
Yeah. So you have chosen the second topic. So the topic is, if you had to change one Olympic sports, which sports would you want to add and why so? If you had to change one Olympic sports, your favorite one, you want to add it that presently not there in the, in the Olympic. So you want to add it, and why you so? For example, it can be a cricket. It can
Master,
be.
okay, and table topic, master. Sports, Olympic, World Cup. These are the words which inspires people to think about sports. When we particularly talk about Olympics, it's a phenomenon. People go, watch, becomes crazy. So it's individual. People think this is my sports, that should be there. Oh, this is not important. Why it is there? So it's a people's choice, but it's unfortunately they do not have a choice to add the sports, to take it off. They have to live with that. But nobody stops from thinking and inspiring to get an opportunity to reach a place where he can make the difference. So I'm not a very good sports, but cricket is not there. But sometimes I believe it should be there. And I hope in a format, one or two, other this format, that format, I believe it will come in one day in Olympics. Nowadays, talks are going on. This sport should be included in Olympic. I believe it's not too far when we see the cricket will be in sports. Thank you very much. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. Yeah, next.
Someone from guest.
Can I request?
Someone from guest. Kokila.
Yes, Kokila, if you would like to try a topic, just select any topic and just say out from your heart. That's it. No need to put here.
Yes, actually, I would go for topic 6.
Okay, thank you for choosing topic 6. Here you go. What's your most memorable win? It can be a contest, it can be a competition, or can be a live event.
Okay, so I would give my memorable win as the opportunity that I got here in Sharjah, because I didn't expect that I would get an interview here, and I was applying for an interview for a very long time, but then all of a sudden I got an interview scheduled for me, and then I had applied for it. I prepared so much for this role that I have got, and then I was willing to give my best to the interview. So when I gave that, and there were so many competitors from different locations of Petrofac, and I was thinking I would not get this opportunity at all. And then all of a sudden, when I got a call saying like, you've got this opportunity and you cleared this interview out of all who have applied for this position. So I felt that was, a great win that I have made and achieved, giving up my best for this interview. So yeah, this is the memorable win, I would say.
Very nice to hear that.
Thank you.
So may I request other Toastmaster to participate on this subject?
We can take Prithu Das.
Prithuda, you are the
Yes.
great sportsman. You should.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Pick up 7.
7, yes, 7 is for here. If you are good at sports, is it a natural talent or is it something you can learn?
That's a great point for us. Thank you so much. Yes, it's a natural talent. If I talk about my sports as on date today, it's football. I was grown with the football. I love football. I play football. I eat football. Everything is football for me right now. I started playing football at the age of 5 or 4. And when I have finished my schooling, college, till date, I was playing. And when I was working with Petrofac, that time also I broke my leg because of football only. It's a natural talent. Nobody can teach me these things. It's always natural. It's a God gifted. Although I am not Maradona, I am not nobody I am in this world. But it came from natural. I have a passion for this particular game. I have never played anything in my life. Maybe 1 or 2 days I played cricket, or maybe 1 or 2 days I played table tennis, but nothing as on date which compares with football, which is coming in from your God has given you that talent to play for that. Although I am not great in my playing, but certainly I love this game and it's always a natural talent. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Puthu. So we have finished four. Now we have another 4 to finish. So Satish, Parida, any interested?
We can listen, Sunita.
Hello.
Hi.
Topic number 8, please, Manoranjan.
Yeah, thank you. What's the biggest impact that sports had made in your life?
Biggest impact that sports has made in my life? Teamwork. Learned how to collaborate in a team. I think that's very important. I used to play basketball when I was in high school, and I loved the coaching that we had to undergo. So other than teamwork, there was training. There was more training than actually playing the actual match. And personally, I would do better in training rather than the real thing, because I think I would get very nervous. So my shots actually wouldn't go in the real match. So you had to actually be eased up in a real match as well. So teamwork, training, learning to be calm when you're under pressure. So these are some of the things that you learn. Other than that, huge impact also is to have fun. Don't take things so seriously. Just generally, I think in a lot of areas you end up taking things seriously. So learn it's okay to lose, and of course you always play for winning. You become very competitive. These are some things that you learn, even though from sports it gets carried on into your other parts of your work as well. So these are some of the things that I learned: teamwork, to train, to be calm, and also to be competitive. Thank you. Over to you, Manoranjan.
Thank you, Sunita. So next, who is interested to say about? We have three more left. At least one I want to finish with someone.
Deepa madam.
Deepa madam. I choose for you the topic.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I choose for you for the table topic 5. How would you convince a kid playing a video game to play an actual sports? This is a very important is nowadays. Kids are more interested in video games. Yeah.
As a mother of 2 children, one who is already in college and the other in the school finals, I would want them to go out and play. But let's get real. Today's world is different. It's not what we grew up in. We lived in smaller cities with bigger yards. We could play on the roads and nobody complained. We could run about like vagabonds and nobody said a thing to us. Is that even possible for today's children? They are so constrained in terms of space. They have these little balconies, which is the only lung space that we can give them. Big buildings stacked one on top of each other, apartments. So it's difficult for them to actually have physical activity. Let's get real. For them, the real entertainment comes in the form of a screen and a little gadget they hold in their hands. And there are a lot of advantages while playing video games. It helps them to think fast. It helps them to advance technically, which is very important in today's world because we no longer live in an outside space. We are actually living in our gadgets. Even today, while I speak to you, it is through a screen. So as a very practical and thoughtful mother, I would not stop them from playing video games because it has its own advantages. However, I would encourage them to go for a run in the morning because even physical activity is important. The football that Pratudha was talking about, the cricket that Jatanshu was talking about is all possible through a screen. Maybe to a very, very traditional thinker, this may be a very poor case of judgment. But for a practical mother like mine, like me, I would implore them to continue to play those games, however, in a restrained atmosphere. Over to you.
Thank you. So, is anyone else? And if we have the time, we have.
Let's wrap it up. We're running short.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would like to know the timing report, and then we can wrap up this one.
Okay.
So if we
can Toastmaster Jitsansu, 1 minute 19 seconds. Toastmaster Kudus, 1 minute and 43 seconds. Toastmaster Kukila, 1 minute and 2 seconds. Toastmaster Pritu Das, 1 minute 13 seconds. Toastmaster Sunita, 1 minute and 32 seconds. And DTM Deepa, a whopping 1 minute and 58 seconds.
Thank you, everyone.
They all
it's all are
qualify.
within the time. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Over to TM of today's Mr. Nakul.
Yeah. Thank you, Table Topic Master Manoranjan. So now this is the time for voting for the best table topic. Yeah, for the best table topic speech. And may I know from that once again from Michael, all the speakers are qualified for the voting, right? Yes.
That is correct. All qualified.
Okay, so if Satish, you can post the link in the chat box so that we can everybody can vote.
Sure, the link is already there in the chat box. Everybody can vote. Yeah. All participants can vote.
Yeah, so I am putting 30 seconds to vote, please, everybody. So with this, now we come to the most important section of our today's meeting, and that section is evaluation. As Toastmaster Hemant has said, that first you listen and then give advice. So our evaluators also keep an ear on our speakers, and after diligently hearing all the speech, they give their fruitful advice to improve further. So Toastmasters and guests, please join me in welcoming our first evaluator of today's meeting, Toastmaster Jatanshu, who will be evaluating our first speech of Toastmaster Hemant. Over to you, Toastmaster Jatanshu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nakul. So for me, this speech from Hemant, the most important skill is listening, as we all know, and your speech inspired us because it talked about listening as being the most important skill, and B, it inspired us because it felt as if you're telling us a story, and also you painted us the image of the scene or the story, which helped us better visualize what we are, the story, and in our head we could actually imagine Venkat and how his surroundings would be. Now, the one more thing that really for me, among multiple things in this speech that stood out was the amazing wordplay. I thought they were clever and cheeky, and they were hilarious as well, which really helped us in the audience, as an audience, to be more engaged with the story and hooked us. Another thing that I really felt was spot on was for you was the eye contact with the audience. I mean, I could not notice a single moment when you looked away from us. And that's something I really look to engulf in myself as well. Then your hand gesture. Now this is your evaluation is for effective body language, and this was something I was really looking forward to. Your hand gestures empowered you to hook your audience. You were able to not only not only engage the audience, but it was just the right amount of body language, which made sure that they were not getting distracted, but it was helping you narrate your story better. It was helping us feel like we want to listen more and more of your story. As Albert McMillan said, that the most important thing is not spoken word, but rather body language and voice modulation, and they stood out for me. Think that's something which I will be I can say I'm being a bit more overcritical of, is maybe those few R's and all you were using, or maybe a little bit of grammatical error, though they never distracted us from your story. But that can be something you can be mindful of in the future. There were few rare instances that you forgot your speeches, but it's completely acceptable as you were not reading from a screen. So to challenge yourself, you may want to try a little bit of voice modulation, though it was there, but maybe just for some more dramatization of the story. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Nakul.
Thank you, Jatanshu, for that beautiful evaluation. Now coming to the evaluations of our second speaker. So to do our second evaluation for Toastmaster Farida's speech is Toastmaster Jacob. Toastmaster Jacob, over to you.
Hi, good morning everyone, and a special good morning to my target speaker Farida. Let me tell you, as you are a veteran speaker, my speech has two parts. My evaluation has two parts. The one is the areas where I like the most, and second part is the area where we need to have some improvement. Let me tell you, as you are a veteran speaker, your speech is well organized. Basically, the opening itself, people were curious to know that what you are going to tell about this. And I understood that the speech was an informative speech, actually wrapped with humor. So the purpose of the speech is either it is an informative or a humorous. So you have combined it both. That's very good, basically. Number two, what I have seen is your personal stories were in the speech. When there is a personal story in the speech, there people will be very much interested and it will be well connected. So that was your intelligence. When you talked about the humorous part, basically when you are at the airport looking at your beautiful face, people cannot trust you. But please understand, beauty and trust sometimes will not go together. You need to have evidence with you, basically. And the struggle, what you have faced to relocate from UAE to China, and finally you reached there, and the establishment's role, and they wanted actually the evidences. That the struggle to bring that evidences, that you brought it in a real way which can be connected to every one of us. Generally, as per the positive requirement of the speech, everything organized. That is, I can see the clarity in your speech. I can see an organizing the speech in a way it is actually required. Now let us see what the areas of improvement where we can do that. If you look at the purpose of the speech is that you need to research and bring a topic. So I failed to understand the research part of it, because if you have researched to understand the requirement of each establishment in various areas, then you would not have been faced this difficulties in that place basically. And also you can bring in your story that the research part you have done, that is also missing in this particular topic. That area we need to focus on your future speech. And the second improvement area is nothing but the summarization of the speech. When we are concluding the speech, it is a better way of summarization is reiterating the points, the main points, at least as a 3 points, so that people can take home the message of your story. Overall, it is an inspiring, overall it is an informative and humorous speech, and I look forward to see more speeches from you. Over to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Toastmaster Jacob, for that wonderful evaluation. Now coming to our third evaluations of today's meeting. The third evaluator, Toastmaster Prithu, will be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Cebu. So Toastmaster Prithu, over to you.
Thank you so much. Good morning to you once again. What a speech. What an inspiration I'm getting from this particular speech. No pain, no gain. There is a will, there is a way. Cebu has already proved his path through this particular Toastmasters pathway, for this Toastmasters pathway. It is very difficult to analyze a 10 to 12 minutes speech in this 2 or 3 minutes, but still I will give some very basic things about his speech. Your eye contact was super. I can see that you are all together looking at all the places, whatever is required. Your hand movement, gestures were perfect for this particular speech. All were listening and giving comments. I can see so many comments in the right hand side. So all were very particular about your speech. And really, you have inspired everybody in this particular forum with the core of the speech. You have also, there was a clear opening, clear middle path, and the clear closing. To come to a very particular thing I liked very much about that diary. Everybody in this Toastmasters follows that diary. They write all the words and then they follow it when their next speech comes. It's a truly inspiring for all, to be very precise. Never give up. This is my thing also. Hemant tells me always, I always rely on this never give up. You are truly a never give up man. Not me now. It's now Cebu John will be the never give up man. Hemant, please note it down.
There is a connection problem, I think.
I also, hello, can you hear me?
Hello,
can you hear me?
Froze for some time. Could you start from never give up?
Never give up is, of course, it is. Hemant used to give me the never give up always. Now it is Cebu John has to be told never give up person for Toastmasters Club. Marvin Atapadu, yes, I am also following him and he is great. Only few points I want to tell you about your speech is your, I have to tell it, voice modulation and the dramatization. You always go in a very high pitch. Sometimes you have to come to a low pitch, very low pitch. That is the thing. It gives you a point and you don't lose anything in your things. When you are going to a competition, if you come down very slow, that's very much important for that. That's all from my side. Overall, a great speech. Are you all the best for your next level? Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Prasudha, for that wonderful evaluation. So now it is the time to vote, and before the voting, may I have the timings of all the evaluation speakers?
Yes. Jachansu, his timing was 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Toastmaster Jacob John, timing is 3 minutes and 15 seconds. And Toastmaster Preetu Das, timing is 3 minutes and 7 seconds.
Okay, so I understand all three speakers are eligible for voting. So
correct.
Yeah, so the voting link is already there in the chat box. There is 30 seconds. All the Toastmasters are requested to vote, please. Okay, so now this is the most awaited part after the evaluation. So there are so many reports, grammarian, word markers reports. So we'll take one by one. So now may I invite grammarian and counter police of today's meeting, DTM Deepa Umashankar, if she can, come and tell her report about the grammar.
Thank you so much, TMOD. Good morning once again, Petrofac. Language is very, very forgiving. We get as many chances as Marwan Atapatu to prove ourselves. So we need to learn and practice a little before we get to that, hitting that soft spot in life. So let's make that concerted effort from today onwards. I loved some of the usages in today's speeches especially. Starting from our TMOD till I started this report. The use of triads, we learn by practicing, participating, and engaging. The story of Olympics, the games string the countries of the world together in celebration. That was a nice usage. Twilight of his life, when it was a reference to Kipchoge's achievement. Someone being the backbone and pillar of our club. I loved particularly Toastmaster Heyman's speech, the description of the ambience, the course of the events, the campus. It was absolutely captivating, the opening of his speech. The wordplay, November and November, that was very nice. Toastmaster Farida spoke about facing barriers like a horse in a race. That was again a very nice usage. And also what I liked about Farida's speech was it was very absorbing in terms of construction of the story and reconstruction of the experience. The use of language was beautiful. Toastmaster Sibu John talking about undivided attention of the audience, and not all speeches are good always. These were very good usages right through. There are some areas for improvement though. Excited for today meeting. That should be said as excited for today's meeting. We uses is again a wrong usage. We should say we use. As much pathways is again a wrong usage. We should say as many pathways because pathways is plural. Follow on the TVs is wrong. It should be follow on the TV. The use of definite and indefinite article to the some extent is wrong. You will use the when you're absolutely sure. So it will be to some extent because you're not sure of the outcome. Celebrate the hope again is wrong usage. You should say celebrate hope. And last still 15 days is wrong usage. It will be last for 15 days. One of the inspiring moments is the right usage because it's a subject verb agreement. You do not say one of inspiring moments. One of the would be correct way of using it. Then I belong to that species that give advice is wrong. I belong to one of those species that gives advice. Then she fell and broke her skull is the right usage. She had A broken skull would be, she fell down and had a broken skull would be a wrong usage. To whom I should look to whom should I look to? There is a repetition of the word to there. It should be either to whom I look up to or to whom I look up. Should be the right usage. In terms of R counting, I will not comment because I'm extremely guilty of using R a little too often, because most often we think while we speak. If you are very sure about what we are speaking, then we can avoid the use of R's and ums. But because we start and then we begin to think in the middle of it all, we start saying ah. So because we are not native English speakers, we are absolutely forgiven for this trespass. Pronunciation again, our pronunciation is completely influenced by our native language. So each one of us should make a concerted effort in unlearning and what we have already learned so far, and start making a real effort to pronounce certain words. When we are unsure, it always helps to Google. Like I say, I always recommend the use of technology when it comes to these things. There is no harm in it. So I would say in all, it was an absolutely inspiring meeting today, with the right use of words, the right usages in terms of statements and expressions. Here and there, a few improvements will go a long way in improving the general strength of our language skill. Over to you, TMOD.
Thanks, Deepaji, for that very inspiring evaluation on grammar. It was too, in depth, and I'm sure everybody will take the improvement points from there. So now coming to the next slot of the meeting, which is the report on the word master. So for the word master report, I invite Toastmaster Satish to present his report, please.
Thank you, TMOD. Language is forgiving. That is a good text. The phrase that I heard today from Deepa ma'am, our coach. Language is forgiving. That is sure, but I'm not going to be forgiving. I have counted everything. Okay, today the maximum screen space was shared by our Toastmaster of the day, Nakul Gupta. So he wins hands down for using this word of the day for many times. I could be able to count 5 times in total. Followed by, I would say we had a very inspiring meeting today, because many participants, many Toastmasters guests have used the word inspiring. Jatanshu used it for 1 time, Hemant 1 time, Manoranjan 1 time. And interestingly, Kudusji, though he had a very short time to explain his role, he used it twice. That was fantastic. Also, Prituda used it twice. Then Jacob and Deepa ma'am, finally, when you concluded, you also used it once. So that's all from my side. Over to you, team.
Thanks, Word Master of the Day, Toastmaster Satish. Yeah, now coming to the another interesting slot of the meeting, that is Trivia Master Session. So here our Toastmaster Kudus, I would like to invite Toastmaster Kudus ji for Trivia Master Session.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good morning once again. And as a trivia master, I listen the speeches, and I have few questions. You guys can listen me, please. Let me know. So I noted down few of the questions, and will be looking to Toastmasters and guests to have feeling and understanding what we listen today, and try to refresh what was being taught or listened. So I hope I will not be naming first time. So the first thing I will say, can anybody tell how many pathways we have in a Toastmasters? President today try to introduce this, and all of us listen. Can anybody please raise your hands? Ma'am, please go ahead.
11.
Thank you really. And the next one is that today's topic, Olympics, stories. So can I ask which city this Olympics held?
Tokyo.
Please, volunteer,
Tokyo.
please. Thank you, really appreciate it. And it's a bit difficult, I will say. Can anybody name who was the youngest Olympian to participate? I hope Toastmaster of the day, please help us.
13 years.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Okay.
And one more, which I love it today. It is our Cebu John. Never, never give up. There is a person to remember, to follow, and take the lessons. Never give up. Can anybody name him?
Hemant God.
Prithu Das.
Prithu Das.
No, Shivu John.
Cricketer.
Cebu John.
Was the inspiring story.
Attapattu.
Can anybody tell how many times he failed?
100 times.
3 times. 3 times.
3 times. Nakul, Toastmaster Nakul, great. Just simple one. How many table topics we talked today?
5.
7.
No, 6.
Can anybody improve it?
It's 6.
6. Very good. One more. Toastmaster Hemant gave advice. Everybody listens very carefully. Very nice speech. Can summarize what was his advice?
Listen before you speak.
Apart from Hemant, I will go anybody. Yes, ma'am, please.
Never give advice.
Read and
Can anybody improve it?
Listen
before you give advice.
Listen before you advise.
Perfect, really perfect. The also very good one today. Just to closing on that, what was the today's word to be used by your users?
Inspiring.
Great. Thank you very much. Back Toastmaster, back to you. Toastmaster of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kudusji, for that very inspiring and very engaging trivia session today. Now we have come to the most awaited section of today's meeting, that is general evaluation section. And for that general evaluation section, I am inviting Ajita, Toastmaster Ajita Shivamji. Yeah, Toastmaster Ajita, over to you.
Yeah, good morning again, and thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nakul. Indeed, it is a very surreal meeting, I would say. Even before the meeting, I got inspired by 2 things. First, the consistent follow-up by your VP Education, Toastmaster Satish. He made sure that every information about this meeting is shared to me very clearly, because this is my first meeting with your club, and he made sure that everything is updated to me properly. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, Toastmaster Satish. And the second thing, the agenda. Really, I like the way previous presidents and even in one page your whole club history is there, and even each roles and everything is filled and it is very detailed. Even I always share this information with my friends. Toastmaster is the only place where you can see a clear agenda with timing and how many minutes people are going to speak. So in that way, it is a very clear agenda, and even before the meeting, I was very much inspired with your club. So thank you so much. Coming to today's meeting, wonderful energy, learning, inspiring. Many adjectives I would like to add. Coming to the first, I always joined during the networking time. I loved the way people interacted. Even this is my first time. The way you spoke to me made me feel that, yeah, I have already been here for many times. So it was a very good experience. Thank you to all the members who gave that feeling. And coming to our Sergeant at Arms, I loved her energy. And she checked everything, and as the Sergeant at Arms did a fabulous job. Congratulations, Toastmaster Farida. Just I want to add only one thing. the taboo topics are for this region. It changes from region to region. So in Gulf, we are not supposed to talk about those 3 taboo topics. So you can add that in your Sergeant at Arms script. And President, like he gave a very clear picture about Toastmasters and our curriculum, and you brought in the energy. So kudos to President Toastmaster Muhanand, and very well done. One point, we are now in 145 countries, just like your club is spreading the wings, we have in 145 countries. So you can update that, and there is hierarchy in Toastmasters. Whenever we share that hierarchy, it will give the members a feeling, yeah, we belong to a huge organization. So you can add that. Rest other thing, I loved the way you explain about pathways and everything. So you did a fabulous job. Thank you so much. And our TMOD, really, I used to love Olympics. Now I had some gap, but the way you prepared for this theme and the information you shared is really inspiring. And thank you so much. 36 years old and 13-year-old champions. This kept me yes, I too want to know more about that. You created that curiosity, and really, and it showed the persistence and your passion for this role, and really everyone got engaged. It was visible during a trivia session. So congratulations and very well done, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Nakul. It was really inspiring, and you did a very honest job in your role. So congratulations. Coming to one small suggestion, each club we follow different practices. In our club, we used to give 30 seconds for members to give their feedback to the speakers. Even I have that when we were used to meet physically, we used to fill that chit. I have that in my icebreaker. So it always motivates people to do something more. So you can add 30 seconds to give their feedback personally to the speaker. That is my suggestion. Rest everything was very excellent and very well done. Coming to our word master, Toastmaster Satish, he took it at the last moment, but it is a very regular word, but many members use that. So it is kind of good. Thank you so much. My suggestion would be you can add synonyms and how it is its usage in a sentence. In some places we used to use as inspiration and inspiring, like that. Each part it changes. So you could have added that in your when you are introducing the word. That is my humble suggestion. And coming to prepared speeches, very well evaluated by 3 fabulous evaluators. I saw a spontaneous speaker in Toastmaster Hemant, and a storyteller, second speaker Toastmaster Farida, and a natural speaker Toastmaster Sibuja. So very well done to all the speakers. And today we have 2 timers, one on screen and one off screen. I like the way this is the I saw the positive leadership in your club, because once you saw one timer couldn't share his screen, immediately TMOD reached out for another timer, and as a president you took it over and did a very good job, and both timers did a very good job. So kudos to both the timers. And table topic, I really like the innovative idea by the Toastmaster table topic master today. Very simple topic, and everyone could speak for the topic. That shows your meticulous planning on table topics. So very well done, Toastmaster table topic master. My humble suggestion: in contest we used to repeat the topic twice. Name, topic and name. You could have added that, because now we are nearing to contest season. It would be an practice for everyone. So you could have used that format to introduce the topic. And I really like the fifth topic, which Deepa spoke for, and all topics were very simple and good. I really enjoyed. Thank you so much. And coming to evaluators, very analytical and constructive evaluation done by all the three evaluators. First evaluator, I like the feedback he gave. But I saw the summary missing, like in first evaluator. You could have summarized the evaluation, your evaluation speech, and if it is in bullet points, it will be like as mentioned by the second evaluator. It will be reiterated to the speaker. So you could have summarized your evaluation. And like a second evaluator, a clear agenda. Even before he start his evaluation, he was having a clear agenda and very precise in his evaluation. So very well done. My humble suggestion would be, like, in your summary, I saw the recommendation missing. Like if you want to end it with a positive note, you could have added that recommendation like in the beginning, like in the summary before, and end it with a positive note, whatever you have felt about the speaker. And third evaluator also did a very like excellent analytical evaluation. Like I too liked his like structured evaluation. What he gave only one recommendation. The thing is, no, this is an advanced speech, so you could have added some more feedback. You mentioned only about pitch. You could have added passes. It was a very inspiring personal story, but I felt he was very fast. Like pass is always precious in speeches. So like I would like to add that recommendation. Grammarian, yeah, very precise and encouraging, I would say. Like and the positive points you highlighted was very inspiring, and the right usage also. Like I used to get scared of grammarian before. Now then I learned that yeah, it's for my improvement, and I started to improve my language because of listening to grammarian. As a grammarian did a excellent job, DTM Deepa. And Wordmaster report, very precise. You could have added the total number of times the word was used, because this given another impression. Yeah, this word was used like 10 or 15 times. It may inspire speakers to use more. And trivia session, yes, he's indeed a very good listener. It was very well visible in his session. With this, I really enjoyed this meeting, and thank you so much for this opportunity. And I have many takeaway lessons today. So thank you so much, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Yeah, thanks, Ajita ji, for that in-depth analysis and evaluation points. I'm sure all the speakers and evaluators will take note of it for further improvement. Now coming to the next slot of the meeting, we are running behind the schedule. We are 10 minutes behind the schedule, so I'll just quickly wrap up my, this theme of the day, which is stories. I'll just quickly share my screen once more. And yeah, so there is another story of the Olympics, which is, small countries or big countries waiting hundreds of years for their first gold medal. So one such country was Philippines, and Philippines Hedlin Diaz ended 100-year wait for Philippines to earn a gold medal. And for that medal, she trained 18 months outside of Philippines because of the COVID-19 restrictions. And before the Olympic started, she was away from her family in Malaysia, not in Philippines because of the restrictions. She trained hard and she proved, like when she lifted that final lift, so she broke her personal best. She broke the world record and she also made the Olympic record. So truly inspiring. So when you are looking forward to be, for inspirational story on perseverance and wait So I think this, like Marwan Attapattu, he waited for 6 years and Philippines waited 100 years. They started in 1924 in their Olympics journey, and it took them almost 97 years for their first gold medal. So it's also a very inspiring story. Now, this is the last and closer home story, and which is, I think, the favorite sport of our general evaluator as well. The hockey, which is the national game of India. Now, when I was small, this story is also related to me as well. When I was small, my mother used to tell me that hockey is our national sport and we should follow it. And we used to be doing wonderful in the Olympics hockey back in 50s, 60s and 70s. And I used to tell my mother that, mother, how come I started following the Olympics in 1996 Atlanta Olympic when I was 12-year old. And from 1996, I waited. Indian hockey team has not performed well in any of the Olympic. But suddenly, gradually, it took them 41 years to lift the bronze medal. So it's also a very inspiring story. Sometimes the wait is, 100 years or 40 years long. So in that case, whenever you are waiting, you are, your perseverance is on the test. So these are the stories of the Olympics. And last but not the least is the final story, the lasting message, which IOC President Thomas Bach is a German ex-fencer, and he is also a gold medal achiever in the Olympics, and he is the only IOC president who was also an Olympian as well. So he was a fencer, and he was a in 1976 he earned a gold medal in Olympics, and he told a very good story about the Olympics. And he told that whenever it comes to the Olympics, it does not matter whether your country is small or large. It does not matter whether your country is poor or rich. It does not matter whether you are having a country or not, because this time there was a team of refugees as well in the Olympics. That's how inclusive the Olympic are. So this was the message that, it touched me, and I think Olympics, each 48 months, Olympics come only for 15 days. And in those 15 days, the Olympics tells us so many stories, the stories of, determination, dedication and discipline. And we should always, whenever we are having a lack of resources for getting inspirations, I think the sports, football, cricket and Olympics are the things that we take inspirations from. So with this message, I end my session today. And with this, I am handing over to our very inspiring Toastmaster Mohannad for wrapping up today's session.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. Now, before I announce the winners of today, I would like to give a special thanks to support we're getting from the area and the district, to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ajita Shifanji, DTM Ajita Shifanji, and I would like also to ask each of the members to take the opportunity to get a mentor, maximize the use. We are blessed by two coaches, DTM Michael Smith and DTM Deepa. Please get a mentor, prepare your speeches, rehearse it. You can send a copy to them so they can look at it, and you can ask them for advice always. Our next TMOD for next meetings is a person coming from the maple syrup country and the cold weather, hot, cold and wet. So he's going to bring an interesting theme. Please please all align with his theme. Our next TMOD is Toastmaster Jitanshu Chawla. So please, let's all be excited to hear from him, and let's all get rules and our speeches in his meeting and cooperate with him and align to the theme. Now then we comes to the winners of today. In Toastmasters, we don't lose. We either win or learn. However, there are people who are performing more than the others. So let's see the winners of today. So let's see let's start here. Okay, the best speaker today, Toastmaster Sipo John. He's completing his pathways. Congratulations to Sipo John. Then the next is the best evaluator. The best evaluator is Toastmaster Jatancho, and he won a small gold bar, 50 gram, 3 tola. And then the next is the best table topic speaker. Any guesses who's the best table topic speaker is our enthusiastic guest, Toastmaster Kokela. So congratulations, Kokela. And if you are in office, I can pass you the trophy. And now the best rule for today is our guest, DTM Ajita Shifanji. Congratulations, Ajita. So that's kilo of server bar. Congratulations. I am honored to close the meeting number 264. And I'm delighted that you're all being inspired by the Olympic stories and the benefits which our TMOD has brought to us today. And we hope to see you during the next meeting. But before I close, I would like to hear some feedback from our guest, Toastmaster Kokila, if you are still online. No, she's, I think, left. Okay. So she left, no problem. We'll catch with her after the meeting. So I hope you all enjoy the meeting. Thank you for coming, and let's open the videos for the group photos for our public relation.
Smile on 3. 1, 2, 3. You all look fantastic as usual. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you for accepting the roles, making my life easier.
You're doing a wonderful job.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It's really great.
Fantastic.